What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's your boy, the historian. You already know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. Go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button on the way in. We definitely got a jam-packed show for you today. A lot to cover. Talk about from last Sunday to pretty much coming up this Monday night. So sit back, relax. We got you covered. It's the BirdCage. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Hey, as we said, man, we live trying to get it in today. So we got a little something for you today. Got K Dub in the building. Some folks are gonna be joining us a little later. What's up, K?
What's going on, historian? Good to be in the building tonight once again for this week coming up against the Raiders on Monday Night Football. Hopefully, we can turn these things tied around, man, and help it going out of favor. But other than that, man, good to be in the building.
Man, hopefully we can turn it around because it's a lot of things right now when you talk about it's riding on this ball game here on out because the Bucs got a 1-game lead at this point. The Falcons have to buckle in and win these next 4 games. Gonna be a tough stretch, but possibly can be done. So hopefully they figure it out because the toughest game out of this bunch is going to be Monday night because you're facing a former Falcon and Desmond Ridder and a team that's pretty much a terrible Raiders team. And then you're going to go into the Giants. Then you got to play Washington, and then you got to play the Panthers. So these next few games are pretty much a toss-up at this point. So we expect a lot of things to go right in this situation if they actually apply themselves. So at the end of the day, want to appreciate everybody for stopping through on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, and other platforms that we are streaming from tonight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do a little something to whatnot. So let's go ahead and get to the first topic for tonight. Oh, man. Today has just been one of those things. Kirk Cousins avoids the bench and we lose the lead in the NFC South. How does that make you feel at this point where you talk about the coach selection and everything else that's been going on and whatnot?
Well, it makes me feel pretty lousy as a fan. I respect it more. I kind of feel like we've been bamboozled and hoodwinked with this season. I'm just hoping and praying that they can get things turned around and correct some things. But being a stubbornness from the coaching staff, not seeing the things that they need to hitch in their wagon to Kirk Cousins, this is what we're gonna have to deal with. This is the bed we're gonna lay in. And hopefully this bed gets a little bit more comfier these last 4 games. Now we put our hopes and laurels into what another team does now. You know, we were basically making our own way and providing our own meals. Now we have to worry about somebody else feeding us. With basically, Tampa Bay having to lose, so we have an opportunity to get back into the playoffs. But a lot of people are saying that when I'm talking to their fellow Falcon fans are saying, why get into the playoffs so they can embarrass us even more? So, but I mean, it's still a step forward to at least get in the playoffs because we haven't been in so long. It feels like we don't even know what playoff tastes like anymore. So, uh, it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, because my predictions are wrong that I put out there. But it is what it is, and we have to accept that. But we are what our record says we are. We are 6-7. We have a stubborn head coach that doesn't want to make any changes to the quarterback position when we have a lot of the fans. I'm not going to say all the fans, but we have a good majority of the fans are calling for the number 8 pick in the draft and give this guy a chance. We got all these rookie quarterbacks making plays. We even had a rookie quarterback beat the paint off of us and Bo Nix. So we don't want to give our rookie a chance. So I mean, hey, and he was taken before Bo Nix. So I understand we don't have the line and all that situation. We don't beat that up. We don't want to beat that drum over the head, but we do know the deficiency we do have on our offensive line, and we do have on our offense in general. But I say, look, try it out. I got say you don't know what you have until you put it out there and try it out. Like I say, man, what we're doing right now is not conducive to the fan base. It's not good for the city. It's not good for the organization. But unless people want to get heads to roll and people get fired, it is what it is. I'm like I said, I'm holding out a little bit of glimpse of hope. But if this guy wants to throw this season away, then that's fine. He'll get next season. But what I think he's trying to do is savor the moment. Because if he goes out and he plays Penix right now, I'm saying, man, if he plays him this season, he doesn't do well, he's definitely going to get fired. So what he'll do is kind of try to stash the guy and say to Arthur Blank, okay, well, I haven't played my rookie yet. We're going to give him a chance to come in next season with a fresh start. And that basically will try to buy him into next season instead of get fired this year. Because if he puts him out there this year and he doesn't do well, I think he'll get fired even faster. So he kind of trying to buy him some time with the rookie quarterback coming in to give him a little bit more time to get the ship back, basically going straight out here in the seas and get the organization back on the right ship and going in the right direction. But that's just my assessment. I mean, I could be totally wrong. And at halftime of this game on Monday night, you see Penix trying out after Cousins threw about 2 more picks. I mean, just pressure West pipes, and then he says, "Man, go out there and give it a go and get the rest of this game. See if you can turn it around."
So here's the thing. I'll say it like this: when we talk about the Falcons at this point, and we're speaking of that, I'm standing on it. Like I said, I'm not putting this rookie in here because of the fact I get everybody saying try it, but look, spent $180 million. I'm getting ready to get my money off this here. With this year, okay, guess what? This falls on Raheem because you brought this man in for $180 million, and you could have had a better offensive coordinator come through. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And you had a chance to pretty much bring in Russell Wilson for $1.5 million while Denver's still paying his salary. Everybody's like, well, Russell didn't want to come. No, Russell was not a true option. He wasn't explored. If you'd have brought in a veteran coordinator at that time, it would have been smart. And Arthur Blank's got to catch some of the hell for this too. You know the deal would happen when you allowed Rich McKay to talk you out of your job. Out of bringing in a coach. Belichick, say what you want about him. A lot of people, we don't want him. He's old. We want somebody new. We want this here. Here's my thing. I said it should have been either Belichick or Steve Wilkes because Belichick comes in, he's going to establish a culture. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, half the foolishness that we have in the front office from pretty much the scouting department to all the things that lead to what we're seeing on the football field at this point would have been cleared out. Say what you want. The man, look, he didn't win with Brady. I get it. But if you want to talk about it, the blueprint for the Baltimore Ravens organization, if y'all really want to get technical, and those Super Bowls that they won and the blueprint of how they draft and they do everything, Belichick designed it when they were in Cleveland before they moved. Ozzie Newsome was on that staff. Ozzie Newsome learned everything from Bill Belichick outside of what he learned as a player. So again, you would have had culture established here in Atlanta. You might have not liked the personnel he'd have brought in, but I guarantee you, with the roster that we have or the players that we brought in, I promise you, we probably would not be in this situation with Tampa, because the man is smart enough to understand what to do in different situations. Because again, everybody wants to bring it to Brady or whatnot, but let's be real. He ended up getting the Patriots deep with Matt Castle when Brady went down with a knee injury. So again, you gotta look, give or take or whatnot. He took over a Cleveland team and they were bad when he first started, and they went to the playoffs eventually. So I mean, there are so many things that we could talk about. And then we said Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks is a player's coach. Outside of a player's coach, he's a disciplinarian. He has culture up under him. Here's my thing. I gotta support Raheem because he rocks this logo. That's why I support him. Wasn't a choice of mine, and I'm gonna ride with him. But he ain't above criticism like Arthur Smith wasn't above criticism either. So at this point, it's got to be a lot that he has to catch. You're gonna stick with Kirk Cousins at this point, but here's my thing: if you're gonna throw your rookie quarterback out there, you need to take McGarry out at this point. Make a move. This is your team. Make a move. Put Storm Norton in there to protect his blind side. Might not be the best in run blocking like McGarry is, but here's the thing. He can at least, he's serviceable, and he would at least give your quarterback a chance to stand on his feet without getting hurt. So for me, I'm looking at it from a different standpoint. You get what I'm saying? You've got to make some changes to finish out this season, because if you do not finish out at least 3-1 or 4-0 with this last stretch, the season pretty much is done. It's just what it is. We're not going to BS it. We're going to call it like we see it.
Yeah, like I said, I concur that. I mean, you have to make changes, whatever you do. I mean, a line shakeup. I mean, reshuffle the damn line. Do whatever you need to do to strengthen that line up if you're going to bring in Michael Penix Jr. Because, like you said, you want to protect your investment, protect your future, and protect your future assets. The key thing is, man, this guy's wilting away on that bench, man. I mean, he's not like a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at his age, look at all the football he's played. He's played a lot of football, man. He's the exact same thing as Bo Nix. He played a lot of football, and he's ready to go, man. It came out of his mouth and his mouth alone. I'm just not making this up. This is coming from this kid's mouth. This kid knows what line he has in front of him. He plays with this line or sees this line every day in practice. So if he's ready to go out there and put himself out there on the line and say he's ready to go, whenever they pull the trigger and let him go out there, then I'm behind you all the way, Mike. But the key thing is the $180 $180 million investment. I think that's the key thing was keeping him on the bench right now, because they don't want to have an egg on their face and they made a blunder decision. Then they know they'll be getting fired, especially if he comes in and lights it up. They're like, man, why this guy been on the bench the last 4 games? You know what I'm saying? They really put boots the butts, boots the ass, whatever your favorite line is. So
we putting hobnail. I use it because of the dogs and whatnot. And here's the thing: we know I got some Alabama fans that's watching us on X that stayed in one of the chats. I'm gonna keep that chat quiet or whatnot, because they like to bow your head or whatever. And pretty much what that means is they'll remove you from, pretty much take your microphone from you if you say a little too something out of bounds. But guess what? Y'all see me on the platform, so y'all can't bow my head here. But understand, hobnail boot the ass. That's what we like to say. So, in other words, the Falcons got to figure out how to do it. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is at this point. You have to figure out what's going to be your next move and how you're going to figure out, okay, what right tackles are we looking at? And eventually you're going to have to start looking at a left tackle. I'm not saying now, but you might have to slide. Bergeron's been playing great at the guard spot, but he's a tackle. So the thing is, you're going to have to look at somebody that's either a guard or a tackle to replace Jake Matthews. I'm going to take Bergeron because he specializes in that position for number one, being a left tackle, but he also plays guard, so that helps out. So whenever we get rid of Matthews, or if he decides to retire or whatnot, slide Bergeron to that left tackle spot because he's been here the longest and he understands the blocking scheme. And you have a young pup on the inside of him and let him learn from him with that right guard spot because he's played this going into his second year coming out of Syracuse. And at this point, you got to start looking at pieces for this offensive line. You have to at this point if you're trying to have this quarterback tennis to come through. But
no, I like that assessment of kicking Bergeron out, and because you're more apt to find a guard than you are to find a tackle. I mean, I think that's just it's more bona fide good guards out there across college football than there are bona fide outstanding tackles. Great tackles don't just grow on trees like that. But guards coming down, it does it kind of like running backs.
Yep. And here's the thing, and here's the other thing. Raheem talked about he believes the reset starts in Vegas. Raheem, I'm not even gonna disrespect you like that. Coach Morris. I'm gonna call you by your title. If you wanna call it that, Coach Morris. Brother, you're saying that the reset starts in Las Vegas. Man, it should have never been a reset because the reset was started at the beginning of the season. That was when your reset was started. When you started bringing in all this other stuff. There's no such thing as a reset at this point. It's just pretty much picking up the slack and finishing the job. So far, you've done a crappy job as a head coach. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. It's a lot of stuff that we can't blame on him because guess what? Players got to execute. Players got to make plays. We're one of the most undisciplined teams in the league. Look at all the penalties that we're getting. Look at the bad football that we're playing, bad fundamentals. But at the end of the day, it's only so much he can do from that sideline. It's got to be the guys that we have right now on the field. What are they doing? What are your position coaches getting off to them? How are they actually getting these guys straight? Because, again, you get a Steve Wilkes in here, you get a Belichick in here, you wouldn't have these problems like this. You wouldn't. At least the discipline problems. But at this part, you've got to start having some accountability in this locker room because it just feels as if maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on my assessment. It feels as if some guys have already started to check out of the season already, and they really ain't listening to him because all these rah-rah speeches that he's having at the podium sounding like a politician is really starting to just go over folks' head at this point. It's unacceptable at this point now.
Yeah, if he made that statement, I mean, he really sounded like Dan Quinn Jr. because he's basically making slogans again. The reset starts now in Vegas. Man, come on, man. We just need to win. Just go ahead and win. That's all. I don't need to hear slogans. I need to hear helmet slapping and pass going up against each other and going out there and continue to put out great schemes and adjusting and readjusting on the fly. That's what I need to see. Great coaching, man. Go out here and out-coach some damn body. That's what I want to hear. Well, I would rather hear these press conferences that we flat out got out-coached and we need to do better as a coaching staff, period.
And I agree with you on that because when do we ever see the accountability on his part besides pushing everything under it's like pretty much sweeping trash under the rug. That's what you're doing. And you're trying to step on it and stomp on it so it's not piled up. You're trying to keep it down to a minimum, but it's like, look, it's garbage. Sweep it into the dustpan, dump it into the trash can. Get through this season because the first thing that you did, you put the pressure on this team and yourself when you said we're a quarterback away. We didn't forget that in that press conference. You know that we needed pieces. I said we needed pieces at the beginning of the year, but people were saying, oh, well, you need to believe in what's coming in here. You need to trust the process. I'm not trusting the process like that when I know it's deficiencies there. Some of the deficiencies have been covered up, but they haven't been addressed. And it's obvious in how this team is performing, what this team's record is, and pretty much let's just flat out say it. Right now, at this point of the season, we're not a good football team. It's just what it is. We have a chance to try to win games, but we're still not a good football team. Overall, when you look at this season, it's like they forgot what the first half of the season was like. That was what they forgot. And you're not seeing a lot of the young guys. Dorlus, I don't know what's going on with him, but maybe Dorless doesn't understand that playbook yet. That's why he's probably limited on his snaps. If you look at it, Rook's been hurt this year. So, I mean, when you really look at all the issues that we have, you're sitting back like, well, we had a chance to draft defensive linemen, but we went offense in the first round 4 years straight. We had a chance to have something that would have been able to hold together, but we're stuck with what we're stuck with. Now, Raheem is stuck with it now. So I'm not putting all of this on Raheem because he inherited some stuff from that last regime that was already jacked up. So his job now is to fix it and figure it out, because the reset doesn't start in Vegas. The reset was supposed to start in the identity. After the bye week. This team's identity is to run the football and play mistake-free football. But we have too many issues with turnovers, and not just turnovers. You have so many things that go wrong with this team up here. It's a mental thing. And again, like I said, the front office is the front office at this point. Rich McKay, y'all allowed Terry Fontenot to run this draft, but you got to catch a lot of smoke for a lot of the stuff that you've talked Arthur Blank out of because of the fact of your job security. And we all know this. We're not stupid. We see this. We read. We pay attention to stuff. The local media is going to coddle you guys because they don't ever speak bad on you. But I love the fact that I live in a city that has media that has no feelings or filter, and they tell the truth about all the teams in the NFL that you look at. How do you say it? Oh my, have the mighty have fallen, and before pride comes the fall. It says that in the Bible. But let's get to it, man. Kyle Pitts, let's talk about him. I'm gonna let you start this one, man. With the production that he's had, and you look at a rookie tight end by the name of Mr. Brock Bowers, who's had 3 different quarterbacks and still has produced on a team that only has 2 wins right now. Let's talk about it. Don't nobody want to call the man a bust because they're all still drinking the Kool-Aid. But when does he stop getting excuses?
Well, like I say, man,
what you got?
the jury, like I said, the jury's still out on this guy. For some people, I feel like the organization have already, made their assessment on him. I really feel like they moved the offense away from this guy on purpose. That we will be releasing him or trading him. He's not going to be on the team next year. I just feel like they're going to find a way to get him off this team. He's quit on too many routes, man. I mean, sometimes it could be a bad ball, but it feels like that the offense is not coming his way. He's disinterested, and that's a major problem to have. I'm hoping that they can still move him and somebody will take the banana in the tailpipe for him. But I really feel like they're moving that offense away from him, and they've already made their decision silently of what they're going to do with Kyle Pitts moving forward. And I just don't see him coming back to his team next season. But I could be totally wrong, like I was about the record and what I thought our record would be this year. So, but I don't see the offense flowing his way. I don't see the asset of even keeping him around and paying his salary of what he's getting paid when you can go pick up a rookie tight end to put up the numbers he's put up. I mean, he's really not put up anything with 3 touchdowns and about 500-600 yards. Come on, man, you ain't did nothing this year to be a starting tight end in the NFL. And
this is not all on Kirk, bro. It's not all on Kirk, man. Kirk, we know what Kirk is, but at the end of the day, when you got a guy that quits on routes, and he hasn't just done this with just Kirk, he did this with Ritter, and he did it with Mariota again. And at the end of the day, how can you sit there and just go in on that? If you're gonna go in on it. You quit on 3 different quarterbacks. Your job is to catch the ball and make plays.
I mean, even if he says it's Kirk's fault on some of these throws, man, like you're saying, this guy quits on too many routes, man. I mean, for what the production he's put up, you ain't did nothing. We get for what we're paying you. It's like a business. You're not producing for what we're paying you, sir. We can go get a rookie tight end or even a second-year tight end and put up the same number you're putting up for a lot less money. That's all I'm saying. Even if you like Kyle Pitts or you don't like Kyle Pitts, we are not getting our bang for our buck with this guy. So we need to make swift and hard decisions, tough decisions, move forward. And if we can get somebody to take this banana in the tailpipe with Kyle Pitts, we go for it. I think we're gonna lose in the trade because we took him at 4. We may only get a 3rd round back for him, but we better take what we can get and get away from this because it's just another dumb move by the franchise. And we gotta take our losses, kick our tail between our legs. We made bad decisions, and we gotta try to continue to get off money.
Let's just be real. We took him over Jamar Chase and Michael Parsons. You got Jamar Chase and Michael Parsons, who are two dominant players in the league. You literally passed on both of them cats to take a tight end at that position. That was an Arthur Smith move, and that was a Rich McKay move. You guys wanted to draft a guy because you got hype on the year where he really, really produced. And I already know some people, these guys don't know football. Let's be real, dog. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. And you see I'm chocolate, so it's going to be a lot of talking when it come to me be blue in the face. And I do a lot of talking anyway. But Kyle Pitts ate because of that Florida offense and the way it was catered to his playing style. Let's be honest. When you have a Kadarius Toney, a Van Jefferson, and a Freddie Swain on that offense who can actually stretch the field and stress a safety unit, it leaves Kyle Pitts wide open. Why the hell do you think he got the Mackey Award? Let's just be real on that. Why do you think he got that Mackey Award? Brock Bowers got 2 of them. And Brock was the main focus of that Georgia offense because he was a special type of player.
I'm just trying to figure out how you take him. See, the key thing is he could be a good tight end, but at 4, though, like I said, Brock Bowers won 2, and he went into teams. That's where he should have went to the teams to somebody. We jumps up there and take him at 4 because we was an idiotic franchise. I mean, we have to understand that.
But here's the thing: you can't be a good football player if you give up on your routes, man. You just can't because you're not gonna get any production. I mean, like hell. I'm old school. I'm bringing the history lesson. They call me the historian for a reason. Hell, Walter Payton, the great Walter Payton, the legend, played behind a horrible offensive line for the first 8 years of his career. Played 13. He was a one-man show at that running back spot. You knew he was getting the ball. Walter left, Walter right, Walter up the middle, screen. He threw passes. So when you look at it, there are guys that have played in bad offenses. Hell, Doug Williams, a legendary quarterback, played in a horrible offense. He had Jimmy Giles, who was a hell of a tight end out of Alcorn State. I mean, it's been so many guys that have played in bad offenses, and they've still been able to produce at a high level and still have been legendary. I mean, Marshall Faulk played for a bad Colts team. Marshall was balling. He was their offense. So, again, when you look at it, I'm just looking at from the same thing right now. And let's just keep this a buck, man. I love and Cujo, I was getting ready to go there. Appreciate the comparison. Kyle Pitts is pretty much what a Yucca Congo is to the Hawks. For my Hawks fans out there / Falcon fans, you know what I'm talking about. A guy that's supposed to have a high ceiling to be able to produce at a high level. And guess what? They're not producing at the level that they're projected to produce, being first-round picks. They've just literally, it's kind of like a duck trying to figure out how to swim in water. And naturally, you should already know because it's in your DNA. But again, some people are a little bit slower than the others when it comes to being able to regurgitate and do different things. So now let's talk about this defense, my boy. The Falcons defense has been a bit of a roller coaster this year. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What is it that this Falcons defense does that you look at like, well, damn, it's up and down. 1 week they get your feelings high, next week they get you low. What is it about this defense that gets you feeling like it's a real life roller coaster, in your opinion?
Every time I watch them play, I mean, it's just you just never know what you're gonna get from down to down, from playoff series, not playoff series, but from series to series. I mean, one series you may get off the field, they made a couple sacks, they get you all hyped. Then the next series they'll give up a 40-yard touchdown. I mean, no consistency in the defense, man. I understand you guys Lording, Jerry Gray and Lording. I'm just like, man, they need a whole new defense, man. They need a new voice. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to do on that back end to be sustainable, to hold these guys accountable on these receivers, man. They're making us look like pure D fools. People are making TikToks and videos and laughing comedy skits about damn DBs can't keep their feet right. They can turn it and get in transition and flip their hips. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words for this defense a lot of times. So, it is what it is, man. I just want these guys to do better, man. And that's going to come with, they got to want to do better. The secondary, and not the coaching staff, the players got to want to do better. The only thing, the coach can only do so much for you. All this partying, kicking it in the A, that's the problem, man. The A, the problem. The city itself is too many distractions, too much BS going on, too many goddamn ladies, too many distractions with these ladies, too much going to the strip club, too much goddamn eating too many wine. Get y'all butt to the house, get your recovery, get your massage and masseuse, and eat right, get your meal plan, and get ready to go win. These boys don't want it enough. Do you really want it enough? Or you just there for a paycheck? Which one is it?
And here's the thing, Will. You're saying there's new DBs. There's not many new DBs on this defense, bro. Let's keep that a buck. That's garbage. Yeah, I said garbage. That's hogwash. There's no new DBs on this team like that. Let's just be honest. When you really look at it, the secondary was supposed to be the strongest part of this team. Now, the one new piece that you brought in was Justin Simmons. When it comes to that, everybody else was here last year when they were a top 10 defense. What a defense screwed up at was you didn't want to pay Bud Dupree and you didn't want to pay Calais Campbell that money. And guess what? At the end of the day, it's one of those things where you look at it as, all right, it's you had a recipe to be able to generate a pass rush. You had a recipe to be able to anchor the defensive line to start down in the run. No, I'm going to be honest with you. It really wouldn't even help. You're saying that we need big body DBs, man. No, that's not. No. Here's the thing. The secondary was legit at the beginning of the season. Right now, you just talking out of frustration. So, we don't need any new DBs. The problem is we need to put these guys in positions like they were doing earlier this year when they were shutting stuff down. They're not the problem. It's the scheme they playing, and that's the problem. And it's not catering to what their playing styles are. Let's be honest on that, man. AJ Terrell, got to give him his credit. Hell, he clamped Justin Jefferson up on Sunday. He put the clamps on him. Literally, he literally looked like how Dyson Daniels looked last night with the Hawks, how he clamped one of their best players down in New York. Shout out to Dyson Daniels. I'm going to call his nickname is the Warden. That man put damn handcuffs and throw people in the jail. That's the Warden right there. So shout out to Dyson Daniels and the Atlanta Hawks for beating the New York Knickerbockers last night, or better yet, the Knicks.
Yeah, locking up Jalen Brunson last night.
Exactly. And here's the thing. With this team, you have to be able to expose teams with this secondary. You got to mix it up. You got to send Justin Simmons on the blitz. Let Jesse Bates play free. You got to play a little bit more press man coverage. And I'm with you on that. D. Alford might be in the same area as your boy Young Wei Koo, shaving points. Period.
Yeah, man. So, D. Alford played a lot. Yeah. D. Alford played a lot better last year. We not get the same kind of play out of D. Alford that we got last year. He playing a little piss poor right now. You're gonna get your ass cut.
Exactly. Cut like a fresh piece of pork fat off a pork belly. So you know how it go. But all I'm saying at this point, we just got to get some other things in here, man. And it's really got to change. It's really got to change because it's not that the guys can't play. I'm looking at the fact that the incompetency of the coaches when it comes to the scheme. Let's just be real. I know Jerry Gray is not a bad coach. I know he's not a bad secondary coach. But guess what? Guess who's calling this defense? It's Jimmy Lake. I can't be mad because they figured out how to generate a pass rush, which they've done in the past couple of weeks, which, we were, oh, man, we don't have sacks. They're figuring out how to get home to the quarterback now. So I have to give him the credit on that. But it's like now your secondary is forgetting how to cover. You got to have both of those things working at the same time. And the way that we played in that game in the secondary, it was just bad. It was bad. And what's going to happen is we can't give the Raiders any kind of hope with trying to get this game started with Desmond Ridder. And that comes to the next topic. We've got to be able to keep Desmond Ridder in a position to where, I agree, Kool-Aid, we got to keep Desmond Ridder in a position to where he has no hope, and not just no hope. You have to be able to put pressure on him because he's going to run. We know there's one thing he's going to do is run if he has a chance to. So how do you put this into terms where the Falcons are going to face their former quarterback? What is it that we must do to really keep these guys at bay? Because Brock Bowers is pretty much going to be the single best weapon on that team that we're going to have to deal with.
I say we triple cover Brock Bowers and bring a lot of pressure to Desmond Ridder and force him to throw you some interceptions because we know he love to do that, just like Cousins. That's my plan for the Raiders. You know where they want to get the ball to. It's gonna be tough because Brock Bowers is that type of player. We watched him his whole career, but do a good job of Brock Bowers, limit his touches, limit the yards he get, the yak yards, and continue to bring a lot of pressure to Desmond while he's out there. Continue to have him throw you some interceptions, throw you about at least 2 of them. And we need to throw them to you, but capitalize on them once we do get the pick or the interception. We have to go back on the field and score points. But it seemed to be a hard thing for Kirk Cousins to do all of a sudden. I'm just praying that this guy gets it together because I'm so tired of seeing him grab his damn helmet and doing all this crap like he can't hear or something. I'm like, look, get it together. You need a hearing aid. What's wrong? What's wrong, man?
And shout out to Smitty Sports Machine. Y'all check him out. YouTube, X, all the platforms that are above him. Then you got 95 North Sports Report with Berto. And then you also got A1 Forever with our guy Chris, man. Check those guys out. They put in a lot of good work every week, and they're definitely putting out a lot of good shorts out here and doing some good things in the Falcons community amongst all the depression that we are seeing at this point. So at this thing, 21 is Mike Hughes, Kool-Aid. That's who 21 is. At this point, I feel like this. If you're not going to get pressure on Desmond Ridder, let's just be honest. We saw flashes of what he possibly could do if he's used correctly. And remember the Houston, Texas game that he had where he had over 300 yards passing in that game. If you let him sit back there, he's good enough to pick you apart. Even a blind Ray Charles can see that. God rest Mr. Charles' soul. But even a blind man like Ray Charles can see that if this defense doesn't generate any pass rush or have good coverage this weekend, he can have another 300-yard day. As much as I don't want to say that, this defense cannot be on a roller coaster. The DBs cannot be on ice skates this week, man, trying to walk uphill with ice skates. So it's just at that point, it's so many things that we can talk about, but I can't just put, like I said, I'm not going to put everything. I'm putting a lot of the blame on Raheem, yes, but the people that we have to talk about are these players, and the coaches have to catch a little bit of hell for this because it's abysmal when you look at how the Falcons have been when it comes to being able just to play disciplined football and not making any mistakes. It's just sad, but I don't know, man. Like I said, we just really need to be in a situation to where the Falcons pay attention to what they're doing, be vigilant of what's going on this Monday night. And here's the other thing. It's a national game. So you get embarrassed by a Raiders team that's 2-9 on national TV, you deserve whatever is said to you.
Yeah, they deserve everything coming their way. Like I said, that will be your nail in the coffin right there because you're getting plastered by a team that's got a worse record than you guys, man. It's tough, man. A lot of people preseason prediction was for us to win our division, man. I mean, they haven't picked us to win the division. I don't know how long, man. So it's like you just pissed away a whole season, man. That's basically what you're doing.
I agree, Cool Joe. And shout out to our boy Larry Dixon or whatnot, or the Dixon way. Him and his wife Shonda. Y'all can also catch those guys on YouTube, X. That's another great platform. One of his sayings is "Run the dang ball." It's the truth. Run the dang ball this week. My thing is, you're going up against a 2-11 team who really couldn't stop a nosebleed, and they're trying to figure it out. You have to get it together. And I agree with Kool-Aid. Can we stop running the ball out of the end zone on kickoff? Just let it go. If it's in the end zone, let it go. If it's short, then you run it. But why give up good field position? Makes no sense at all. But let's get to it. Man, let's get to it. So we talked about it, and I wanted to bring the topic up about Penix. We said it's an up and down field with this, but I don't want to bring him in. But if you bring him in, you got to bench McGarry. You got to bench McGarry at this point, because if McGarry gets my future quarterback hurt, he got to go. He got to go. If Raheem sticks with this and does not make any changes to protect Penix's blind side, somebody got to go. Period. If he decides to play Michael Penix Jr., that's what I'm saying. But
I say I'm for reshuffling the whole damn line. Do what you got to do. Sometimes you do that in college. You see guys get reshuffled. I mean, you have to put the best set out there for what they need to do, because McGarry is good at run blocking. He's good at certain things. You just got to find a way to kind of hide McGarry. I don't know, but the key thing is I'm for Storm Norton to get out there, but I say use all the bodies you have, use all hands on deck that you have, and to get the blocking assignments done. If it's using the tight end, the chip, if they're doing whatever you have to do, you have to find a way to protect that guy, because that's a major investment. That's your future. There's not no quick fix Band-Aid bridge quarterback in Kirk Cousins. That's the guy that you put a lot of investment into. So I'm for exactly what you're saying, but I'm also to where if you need to move him around, move him to a guard, a bump, version run out. Figure out what you need to do. Bring Storm Norton in. You got to play with that offensive line. That's why you pay your offensive line coach. He has to tinker with that line to get it to an A+ standard. So when Michael Penix Jr. does come out that tunnel and makes his first start, that he has the best opportunity to be great.
Yeah. And at this point, I just look at it like this, man. If we're going to bring the kid out, you got to shuffle that. You got to shuffle the line to protect him. I'm sorry. You have to. And if you don't shuffle the line to protect this kid, then you pretty much just chop off your nose to spite your face at this point. That's really what you do. And I'm at the point where I don't want to see my quarterback getting jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Especially especially the new quarterback that's supposed to be taking over. Really don't want him to get messed up. At this point, Kirk got to line this mess, because you came here. You said you were disappointed in the Falcons drafting a quarterback, but at this point, guess what? I'm glad we did, because we don't have to keep you around, bro. $180 million. We got to eat that contract for 2 years, but in that third year, we can slide you right on out the door. That's how it's set up. But hey,
the way I look at it, next year he may just be a very expensive mentor. You'll be goddamn showing him how to rope right from the bench.
Hey man, we need to get Kirk Cousins' agent or whatnot to work in the White House and start getting this budget straight. I'm just gonna be honest. If you can get a man to get great money from 3 different franchises or whatnot, guess what? He could work wonders with a budget in the darn White House. I guarantee you that. That's just me. I would put him in charge. Look, I'm okay with putting Kirk Cousins' agent in charge of finances, because that man has swindled and pretty much hook, line, and sinker 3 different franchises on this boy. So my thing is, put him in the White House. Let him start negotiating our money contracts. That's how I feel. Let him work in the Treasury Department, because, damn it, he'll make sure the money is right. I'm serious at this point. You know, we wouldn't be in debt right now if we had somebody like that in the front office. I ain't gonna get political with it, man. Let me keep it straight. That's that salty veteran coming up out of me right now when I look at this money or what situation we got going right now.
I'm with you, Keith. Yeah.
but let's get to it, man. And here's the other thing. Does anybody really believe that Kirk Cousins really was 100% this year? Even though we saw some good games out of him, do you think it could be a possibility that he was hurt? What you
I
think?
mean, I think there's some possibility, but I just feel like he just woke up. Sometimes you just father time is undefeated, man. I mean, he just fall off a cliff sometimes, man. I think he's really just falling off a cliff right there in the middle of the season. I mean, you just cannot predict when father time gonna tap you on the shoulder and say, you know what, it's time to sit down. I mean, it happened to Matt Ryan. It happened to some of the best quarterbacks out there, man. You just don't see it coming. You just think you can play forever, man. And like you said, I mean, he's doing like rookie stuff, staring down receivers. I mean, he like his ball has lost a lot of zip, a lot of zing to his balls. I mean, velocity. I just don't see it. I mean, I just see it. Just he's woke up and now he's looking his age. And it's not an age that you're old by just regular standards, but by football standards. This is a young man's game.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the quarterbacks that are starting in the league today are young. That old man drop back pass and crap, it's almost damn extinct. You got to have a quarterback back to move. He don't have to be Michael Vick fast, but he has to be able to move. He got to be more of your a la Josh Allen type. You know, like a Patrick Mahomes. They don't run all day long, but they know how to move. They know how to get out that pocket. And that's what we need.
And here's the thing. I really feel as if when you look at what's been going on with this right here, you have to be in a situation where instead of lining Kirk up in this pistol, the pistol needs to be thrown out of our playbook. We are not good out of the pistol formation. You need to run a single back formation, or you figure out a way to use your tight end as a fullback at this point. And you're going to have to go old school I formation, or you're going to go split backfield and, with Tyler and Bijan in the back. Or the other thing is you gotta let Kirk play under center. If Kirk can play under center, it's a lot better. And the Falcons offense is very productive when you look at the numbers. Look at most of our wins. Our wins came when Kirk was under center. Go back and look at it. We were under center when Kirk pretty much did that. So I'm sitting back like, why have we not gone to what has worked? Why are we still going away from what has worked? You understand what I'm saying? Why?
Yeah.
Like, you don't reinvent the wheel. Go ahead, man.
I just feel like when you have a rookie offensive coordinator, he's keep tinkering. You don't really know what really works for you yet because you're fresh out. You're fresh out. This is your first season. You're trying to figure a lot of things that work. You can't settle on a lot of things because you're trying to find your way. And it just happened to be he got to find his way on the Falcons season, but that's what he's doing. But you live and you learn. Now Raheem is learning from bringing in rookie coordinators. I mean, he's kind of kicking himself, but he did make that promise to them when they was in the Rams organization. He was going to bring them along, and it sounded so good to him. And he sells it like a politician, but then he's like, you know what, this thing ain't really working out. But he just don't want to admit that to himself, that he should have brought some grizzled veterans in here, that guys, they got a lot of knowledge and a lot of cachet and know a lot of more footballs than he do, because sometimes it's not always good to be the smartest person in the room. You want to have somebody else that's smarter than you, so you continue to get more knowledge and continue to learn yourself and continue to get better for your own learning knowledge. But I just feel like that's what's going on, man.
So what we're gonna do now is this. We're not gonna let folks in too long. We're gonna let fans come in for a little bit. I just dropped the link. We're gonna let people come in and discuss what you think is going to work for this week. You got 2 minutes apiece. So if you want to come in here, speak your piece, get it in. Normally we don't do this during the week unless we have a fan segment. But I feel like today is a day that maybe the fans need to speak a little something today. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's to a point to where a lot of the things that we're saying, everybody else is thinking. So I dropped the link in the chat. Come on in for a minute or two, holler at us or whatnot, and we'll definitely get a little something. Going. We got, of course, our regular. We got Will in the building and whatnot. What's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas, man?
So,
What's
Will,
going on? All I gotta say, man, we gotta stick with our identity is running the ball, man. I understand when we get inside the red zone, what frustrates me is like we go 3 and out, and then we be so aggressive going for 4th and 2. I understand that we want to go 4th and 2 early, but if we not getting the first downs, we not scoring in the red zone. Don't go for 4th and 2. And defense wise, Jimmy Lee, I need you to have your DB playing press coverage and having J.C. Bates running around the free safety position, running. Don't have him jumping routes. Just let him stay in the middle of the field and having the linebackers just stay in the middle trying to cover the halfbacks and stuff like that. Because our linebackers struggling in coverage, and we need to play more man to man. I'm tired of seeing these zone 3 and zone 4 quarters. AJ Terrell finally on his own. But I need Jesse Bates, the guard these tight ends moving forward, and these running backs, man, because that's his job. He's good at covering the middle. The middle's been wide open. The team been all picking us apart all year because they guessing like, oh, these linebackers do not know how to cover. So we can do a lot of in around routes and crossing routes, and that's been killing us lately this whole year. But man, that's all I got to say, man. And Raheem Morris, man, I need you to hold yourself accountable, brother. You said that we was one quarterback away, and then you said we ain't had Desmond Ritter, you wouldn't have the job, so you throwing shots. So now all this coming back to reality. It's back on you. So you read what you saw. That's in the Bible. So hey, you get what you deserve. So man, like I said, man, fellas, we got to turn around and kind of blow out these Raiders out and get rested up and get ready for the Giants this coming up Sunday. And we got to win these games, fellas. We cannot lose no more games. And Kirk Cousins, you got one more chance, brother. I'm tired of you. You in the press conference got your head down. I don't see no confidence in you. And you just laughing and joking. And when they ask you real questions, you hiding from them. So man, I don't like his body language, man. I think Kirk Cousins. I think moving forward, man. Terry Fontenot, you need to try to see you could get his money out the books and get some defense tackles. That's what we need, and some more linebacker help. But yeah, though. All right, fellas, man. I'll be in the back. Be in the back. I know you got other people online, man. But hope we get this
Appreciate,
dub this week.
yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for coming through.
I will. Appreciate you, Will.
We got one of the next content creators coming through. One of our guys, he stops through. He does his own thing on YouTube. No, you know what? I ain't even gonna give him. I don't even need to give him that type of announcement. Go ahead, open the refrigerator. Go ahead and pull up all the Kool-Aid because we got my man ATL Kool-Aid drinker in the building tonight. As Bernie Mac was saying, what's happening, Kool-Aid?
What's up, man?
Hey, what it is, what it do?
Well, hey,
what
man,
you got for us, Kool-Aid?
Well, you know, I'm just gonna drop some Kool-Aid, whether I believe it or not. We're gonna win. We're gonna win the next games, man. Tampa Bay gonna lose some. We're gonna be okay. But this is what has to happen. Like I said, there's two things the coaches got to do. Raheem himself has to get away from analytics. You got to coach fundamentally. That's one thing I need to say. Going for them 4th and 5s ain't working. Ain't working. I don't know. I think the football guards don't like those 4th and 5s because when he went for the 4th and 5 in a game against Denver, he threw a pick 6. Came off that 4th and 5. The last 4th and 5 with the Chargers, he didn't get it. The man threw the ball up in there, a flutter. 21 went to the right. Well, man, Jefferson went to the left and caught his first touchdown since the last 3 games of the season. I just say, Raheem, stay from the fundamentals. Stay within the fundamentals. Coach within the fundamentals, man. Coach, defensive coach, don't play 10 yards off the man. Do not play 10 yards. I don't care what it 1st and 10, 1st and 15, 1st and 3. Put your corners up on your wide receivers. Don't play off on them. That 10 yards off the receiver is killing them. You give them 1st down, you give them momentum, you give them the wide receiver momentum in favor. Cause I was wide receiver. You put 10 with my speed and you play 10 yards off of me. I'm gonna come at you, and by the time I reach you in 10 yards, I'm gonna be at full speed. You ain't gonna know which way I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give you a head fake one way or the other. You're gonna be lost, and I'm gonna be gone.
And it's not even just the head fake, Kool-Aid. Like you're saying, I mean, when you really look at it, bro, you got elite wide receivers in this NFL. Think about it. Everybody in the NFL, even if they garbage, guess what? Right. That is a small percentage of some of the best athletes in the country. That's whether it's on the sideline, whether it's on the field, it doesn't matter. That's only a small percentage that make it to that spot. So anybody that's in the NFL, anybody, if you give them at least 5 to 7 yards, you know that's an easy pitch and catch for them. That's something they do in practice.
Yeah.
Just like you said, like you give somebody 5 yards if you want to. You're giving somebody a chance to get half of a first down, or if not half of a first down, you got a chance. If you got a guy that's got Kadero, I'm just using Kadero Hodge, that type of speed, and you give him 5 to 6 yards, and Hodge run a quick slant, he catches it and go in the full head of steam, you're not gonna stop him.
Not gonna stop him.
And one thing we got coming up this week, Kool-Aid, Brock Bowers.
Yeah,
Brock Bowers. And let's be honest, the funniest thing, we used to always laugh because you didn't really realize how fast he was. I say the best play that you could ever look at, go back to the Georgia Tech game when he was a freshman. He catches a slant and leaves everybody to get to the end zone. And guys had an angle on him. That's 4.4, 4.3 speed, and he's deceptively fast for a big boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And as you say, and I want to hear what you think about the DBs, because you said a lot in the chat, and I want you to talk about the DBs a little bit.
Yeah, man. I think the DB, I think the coach just placing the DBs in the wrong place, man. That's what I think. Like I said, playing them all too far back, and then when you play them like that, I think they should play a different coverage where you covering both over the top on one of them, man. That's what I think. I just think the DB should be covering over the top on the best receiver. And like in that last game against the Vikings, you really had two pretty good receivers. If they would have ran that a little bit different, they would have got a little bit more out of that. But they were leaving them single out there by themselves. So I don't think the safeties knew where they was going. Yeah, I think they just got lost. So I think just pulling those DBs, the corners up on the wide receivers and making them fight a little bit, bumping up in that 5 yards, just bumping up in that 5 yards. And if you're gonna blitz, especially if you're gonna blitz your linebacker and take him out of that, you got to slow down them getting out of their break and take away that 1%, that 1,001. At quarterback is count 1,001, 1,002. And if you can get him getting into 1,003, you can get a sack. You can favor to get a sack. And you ain't gonna get that with them playing off of them. And the safeties is not playing. I don't know what they doing with the safeties back there, but Simmons and Bates, they look lost the last 2 games, especially Simmons. Then he looked lost. He didn't know what coach had him doing and where he's supposed to be. Yeah. So I just think coach just got a lot of confusion. The young people, you got sometimes, like I used to say with Trey Young, sometimes I said Trey Young is cerebral, and I know people used to argue about him being a coach killer, but LP was a first-time coach, and you can't tell a guy who's cerebral, who know basketball as a player, and then he know when the coach done told him something stupid. You understand what I'm saying? We can't see that. LeBron know when the coach done told him something stupid. Michael Jordan know when the coach done told him something. Shaq knew when the coach told him something stupid. So when you got them little freshman coaches, coaches who don't know nothing, and they tell somebody to do something, they say to do something stupid. And it was a defensive back. Can't think of his name. He played with us when Dan Reed was playing, but when Dan Reed went down, he got another defensive coordinator, and he said, man, this coach keep putting me in a position to fail. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about, man. He was real mean. He one time he body slammed the dude in the end zone.
Oh, no, that wasn't Reeves. That was your boy. That was when Arthur Smith was. That was when no, I'm sorry. That was when Mike Smith was here, and that was Thomas Daku,
Yeah.
that safety that body slammed that Rams tight end. That was who that was. That was Daku.
The other guy he played with us when we went to the Super Bowl with Dan Reeves though.
Eugene Robinson.
Eugene Robinson, yeah. When he said what the name when coach, Eugene, you know what Eugene used to have a habit of doing, right? He used to have a habit of breaking what the coach told him to do and fading back in and getting those picks. So the coach started making the next coach, and then I heard him say the next coach would put him in a zone position because of he wasn't a fast person, and coach would put him in the position to fail.
Well, at that point, here's the thing, Kool-Aid. At that part of his career, everybody remembers that when you talk about Eugene Robinson, Eugene was at the end of his career pretty much at that time when he came to Atlanta, because you got to remember, he played in the 80s with pretty much the 80s with Kenny Easley in Seattle. He went from there to playing the Green Bay with Leroy Butler when they went on their Super Bowl run, and then winning a championship there. And then he came to us and played in the Super Bowl with us. So at that point, I mean, they were just pretty much looking at the fact that he couldn't run. I mean, he was still cerebral, as you were saying, but he did not have that speed, that top end speed that he had once had being in that safety spot. So I definitely get where you're coming from with that. But I want you to let the folks know where they can find you at, Kool-Aid, on your channel. And I definitely enjoyed the last video you put out or whatnot. I gotta check the one that's updated for this New York Knicks win that we got last night, man.
Yeah. I haven't put one up.
Step in now.
Before, because I had seen a whole bunch of people. I seen a whole lot of people making noise and nobody talking nothing, and they had put the Knicks in the finals. So I had to go off on that. I couldn't take no more of it, so
as you should,
But yeah, y'all can find me on ATL Kool-Aid Drinker, Drinkers with an S on YouTube. And like I said, I like to come up on BirdCage, especially after the Falcon game and stuff like that. And also on We Talk Hawks TV over there with Damon. I appreciate Damon. Let me get over there, and getting in that chat with Dixon, with the Dixon way. So I be over there in that chat with every now and then. I come up in his cookout. I come up in his cookout every now and then. I be trying to catch some other, but sometimes I get real busy, man. But I saw you tonight and you popped up. I said, let me get up in here, say a little something.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming through, man. We definitely are enjoying your content that you've been putting out, man. You've been putting in some hard work, and we definitely understand how that goes, man. So definitely, like I said, I listened to you guys last night. I just couldn't get on. I mean, I couldn't get on because I was like, man, I got an early day, and I was just enjoying the fact that we beat New York. We got something good going in Atlanta right now. Yeah. The Dogs is in the playoffs. We get a bye week pretty much. We don't play until January, and it's just fun just sitting back enjoying some wins. Maybe the Falcons can fix this with a win this week, and then go on and take care of business in the last 4 games. It's not going to be a gimme, but it's a possibility.
Yeah,
gotta drink the Kool-Aid with this one.
Yeah, a few tweaks, man. We can be there, man. That's all it is. Just a few tweaks. That's it.
Oh, cool, Joe. I see what you said. Before we let you go, Kool-Aid, you see what he said? He said, fact check Matt. He said, every time you get in there, fact check Matt.
You can do that.
We call Matt, I call Matt the Black Skip Bayless, man. That's Matt. Shout out to Matt, man. Matthew Gaynor, man. He's in We Talk Hawks TV. Good brother. A little delusional with some of his takes. Man. Yeah. But he definitely is good people. He definitely loves to agitate. Shout out to Matt, man. Hey, Matt, you got to get up in here soon, man. You owe me a visit. But we appreciate you coming through, Kool-Aid. Thank you, brother.
All right, you're welcome, man. Sure. All right, you take care, man.
So, what's your score prediction for this week, man? Because we're getting ready to wrap this thing up.
I'm going to go 24-17 Falcons. Win for 17 Falcons.
We got a late edition. What's happening? I know you was working hard. What's your score prediction, man?
Hey, great.
Hey.
Great Beard is in the building.
Hey, man, sorry for the late, man. I'm
You one of the hardest working men. Shut up. I don't want to hear that. You work.
Hey, first and foremost, hey, K-Dub, no disrespect, but go Army, beat Navy.
Y'all got a good team this year. Y'all probably on the scrubs.
Nah, man, y'all
they should have been in the playoffs. Say what you want.
They got a strong argument.
Very.
But score prediction, man. Oh Lord, gee. We should win this game. I'm just gonna put emphasis on that. We should win this. But my confidence ain't really high. So I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say 19-10 Falcons.
Great Beard, look at the screen, dog. I gotta let you. I put a star on this one right here. Look what this. Look what Cujo just said.
Wow.
He put a hole on it.
He said Kirk Gift 17.
Hey,
God.
I can't be mad at your Cujo Goody. Shout out to my man Cujo, man. He definitely out here. Kool-Aid says 2013. I'm gonna say, I'm trying to stop crying because I'm laughing so hard because that was just too funny. We needed that laugh tonight.
20. Brock Bauer gonna have 200 yards.
I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna say 28 because I don't think we break 30. I say 28 is gonna be the most points we score, and I think they at least get 21. That's just me because I know somewhere our defense is gonna have one or two brain farts in this ball game, and it's gonna piss everybody off. Not just one person. It's gonna piss everybody off.
Troy Anderson can't stick Bob Bauer, man. That's a mismatch delight right there.
You know why I'm not mad? Hold on. You know why I'm not mad? I believe we win the game, but you know what? I'm gonna be evil for a second. I got to be mean for a second.
Here we go.
You know, hold up.
Here you go. Here he come.
Say hello to the bad guy. I got Razor Ramon. Hey, yo. You passed on Brock Bowers and didn't trade Kyle Pitts. Guess what? Brock is going to go for 200 on this defense with 2 tutties. I'm calling it. Say what you want, but I'm calling it. You can sit there and be like that. We still win the ball game, but Bowers is going to score. If he don't get hurt, who on this defense going to cover that dude? Who? I know you shake your head no, but let's be honest. It's going to be beautiful to watch a Georgia Bulldog outperform a certain high draft pick that's a Florida Gator that we stuck with.
Well,
I'm loving it.
We already had one that carved them up already.
Wait a minute. It gets better. Brock Bowers literally set the record for receptions for a rookie tight end this year. 85. He set the record this year with 85. And guess what? He's on pace to break 1,000 yards, folks. He might break it on us.
And guess what? And guess who got the number one? And guess who got the number one pick next year? The Raiders. And guess who they're gonna more likely get? Shador.
Either Shador. No, I'm sorry. They might go get Cam Ward.
Cam Ward would be a nice fit.
I think it was Shua to go get Shador. I think Dion already talked to the management over there.
William, I want you to really be realistic, dog.
Come on, man.
William, I need you to get off the pain medication you on right now. I know we call you Mr. FMLA, but you really got to get off that.
Can I have?
All I'm gonna say is hold on. You really got to get off the stuff, Chico. You got to get off these stuff, Chico.
Can I have one?
Because Brock Bowers literally has set a rookie record just for receptions. He literally, all he needs is at least a little over 200 yards to break the tight end all-time record that Mr. Kyle Pitts was supposed to break his rookie year. I'm just saying, it's 4 games left in the season, and this boy is about to break the record easily.
Yeah, he just making his case known to be rookie. He could be rookie of the year.
I'm just like Razor. I love being the bad guy. Hey, yo, understand this.
Like I said, they could move Cal Pitts and draft.
Can you look? We lost out on that one. Say what you want. We got our freaking quarterback, which was beautiful. But guess what? They ended up getting one of the best players, and I'm gonna say it. That's one of the best players in the draft, and it's showing early.
Jets should have got him. I'm sorry, they should have got him. Aaron Rodgers would have fell in love with that guy.
But this is the thing that we understand from being Bulldog fans and watching this kid all his time he was at Georgia. You're talking about a guy that's around 245, 250, 6'3", 6'4", can run a 4.4 40, a legit 4.4, and sometimes depending on if he got a rocket shoved up his rear end, maybe a 4.3 every once in a while.
Freak of nature. He can freak.
All I'm gonna say is this: that is what we call a unicorn, ladies and gentlemen. You're a mismatch for linebackers. You're too big for corners and safeties. You're strong enough to run everybody over, but then you're also fast enough to run past guys that are running 4.3s, 4.4s in the secondary, and then on top of that, you're a hellacious blocker. No, they're not good, but they got one of the best. If Brock can stay healthy, you have one of the best tight ends to ever step on a football field on any level.
Travis Kelce already gave him a flower.
Kelsey gave him flowers when he was at Georgia.
You gave him flowers again, Dick Cleveland, when they played.
So just think about this. When you got Kelsey, you got Kittle, you got all these guys that are up here, and I'm gonna give you another one. The two greatest tight ends that I always preach on, Ozzie Newsome and Kellen Winslow. To me, I feel like they're some of the best. They said Brock Bowers stays healthy in his career. He's gonna have a gold jacket like we have. Now that was said by both of them guys in an interview this year.
Just that good.
So that should tell you something. If you got legends saying that,
he's just that good, man.
Now, let me go ahead and get off my bad guy kicker real quick.
You ain't lying.
I'm gonna do it like this. Hold on, do it like Razor. Flick the toothpick on you. That's how we gonna do it. Flick the toothpick on you. Back to our regularly scheduled broadcast now, ladies and gentlemen. Had to be a bad guy. All right, Will. Now I know you just talking. Now I know you just talking out of fandom, being just a straight Falcon fan. At that point, we speaking realistic on this, dog. We can at least be realistic about our damn defense. If you didn't see that they were gonna hit any of these tight ends like this or put guys down, what make you think he getting ready to put out a guy that's 250 that's running a 4.4 and has got hands like glue and can actually block? I don't think Ridder gets the kid killed because he's actually a very intelligent route runner. So, hey, good luck. I still think we win the game, but I still think Bowers has a career day, even if we win the game. Now, if I'm wrong, I have no problem with eating my crow. And I do it with a smile on my face. But we know what that kid can do. We watched it.
Yeah, we very much know what he can do.
Now the only thing we gotta worry about is this.
Yeah.
Cool shaving points this week.
Cool missed 3.
Oh boy, don't say that, Nando. Don't say that, Nando.
It's the truth. We got to worry about cool shaving points.
God told me.
He still get a bang up. He still get a bang
even if Bowers go across the middle, that's a man amongst boys, dog. Neither one of them safeties gonna hit him like that. And even if they do, they gonna get the worst end of it, dog. Unless Ridder gives him a hospital ball. That's the only way that'll happen.
Nah, he ain't gonna get one of those.
I don't think he's gonna give him a hospital ball. I think Brock might let it go. That's just me.
Just go at Tampa secondary how they felt about Brock Bowers.
And they secondary is better than ours. As much as I hate to say it.
Damn.
Who's gonna be the X factor this week for you guys?
So far, my X factor been nothing but straight butt cheek. Boondoggle.
Yeah,
I'm talking about boondoggle.
butt cheeks and butt cheeks.
Booty butt
That's
cheek.
my two
I'll say, I'm gonna tell you, my X factor has got to be offensive line again. I got to go on offense. It's the offensive line. The reason I got to go with the offensive line is because they've got to give Cousins time. They've got to open up holes for Bijan. Without them having a near to, I wouldn't say a perfect game, but I would say similar to having somewhat of a good to great game, because it ain't gonna be flawless. Too many mistakes we make, false starts, all that. If we have a good to great game, I think we win on the offensive side of the ball, because our success predicates on what they can do. And then defensively, I've got to go with, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got to go with this is gonna be a tough one. I gotta go with, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got to actually go with my defensive line this game, because if you can't, I need them to get pressure on Ritter and rattle him. If you can't get any pressure on him, because we've generated sacks in the last 2 weeks. My X factors are the line of scrimmage on offense and defense. Those are my X factors. If we do well in those parts of the game, I think we have a very good chance to walk out of here, reset the season, and reset the mindset of the Falcons. What you got?
For me, defensively, I'm gonna go with Kate Neller, because he had a very, and I mean very, important task ahead of him with the freaking generational talent in Brock Bowers. We gotta try our best to contain him. Probably won't stop him. Gotta contain him. So I've challenged him in that linebacker core to get active in the game. Lord help him. But Lord
I posted that for you.
Lord help him. Well, I'm praying for you, Will. But
Helms had a chance to do it in the national championship game, and he didn't.
Yeah, see what happened to him. He got cooked. But
exactly.
But offensively, man, I want to challenge, and I really want to challenge my boy Drake. I want Drake to go off in the game. If you really want to get that contract that you want, man, go ahead, man. Show them that you a man among boys. I need $150 from you in 2 tugs. Challenge.
Well, this week on the offensive side, I'm going to go take the running back tandem of Bijan and the Tank. And then on the defense side of football, I'm taking Zach Harrison this week. I think he got some more sacks in him this week. That's who my X factor this week.
Okay.
Not bad. I like that.
That's not bad. I can rock with that. So
I like Hardy.
I got you on that Kool-Aid. But the sad part about it is I think Raheem might be a little bit deficient on the left side of his brain to use Kadero Hodges' speed. That's just me. For a man that's got an Ivy League education from Columbia, you think the man would be a little bit smarter than that. But
you're not gonna sit here and tell me they ain't got you can't drop at least 3 or 4 plays for this man to get on the field.
Hell, you can drop plays in the turf for this man, or as we would say, plays in the dirt. You can drop plays in the dirt for this man. Just I need you to run a post route, I need you to run a corner route, or I need you to run an out route or a quick. And my thing is, I would run him on the shallow slant route, hit him in the window, and let him go. Let him run.
Okay, him and Ray, you got to come there. Especially we don't know how Darnell Mooney is questionable right now. So
exactly. So until we get that squared away, it's gonna continue to be the way that it is at this point. But hey, I got something I'm gonna put out here, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm not trying to preach to nobody, it's just what it is. But as my grandmother used to tell me, you read your Bible. But here's the thing, and this is dedicated to Raheem Morris. You got Proverbs 11:2. Pride leads to disgrace, but humility leads to wisdom. So, and I got one more for you, and I'm gonna break both of these verses down for y'all. God hates pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and preserved speech. Those 2 verses, that's Proverbs 8:13, and you got Proverbs 11:2. The reason I brought Bible verses out is to talk a little bit about Mr. Morris. I'll tell you this. Your pride is going to cost this team a chance in the playoffs. Your arrogance is going to bring more humiliation to this franchise because you're going to be stuck in your ways. Pride don't just come before the fall. It's a lot that comes up to it. There are events that lead up to it. You've had multiple events to have to where it's a collapse. And at this point, you got folks that really want you up out of here. The only way that you save your job is to win this division and to pretty much get in the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, we got the head-to-head over the Bucs. We do. But you got to beat the Panthers to really win the division and win the rest of these games. If you don't, you just handed the Bucs this division and had a total meltdown.
Back to back.
So again, as I said before, God hates pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and preserved speech. Perverse speech. The perverse speech is what you do in your press conferences, my boy. That's perverse speech. Your evil behavior is pretty much you not sitting here rotating like you need to. That is your evil behavior. You're punishing playmakers on your team because of your pride, because you don't want to look like you were wrong by bringing in Kirk Cousins. It's okay. We can respect you if you say you're wrong. You'll get more fans to be on your side if you say you messed up. It's okay to say you're wrong. But if you choose not to, brother, guess what? You're going to be on the first thing smoking up out of here. Understand that. You probably would be the first black coach and maybe the last black coach to come through here in a long time. So understand this, bruh. You got a short leash, my boy. And until you understand that choker collar is on you, you need to understand where your place is. You're the head coach. Start acting like it. Start making decisions and stop being prideful and foolish at this point. That's all I pretty much got for y'all this week, man. So y'all check us out. We're going to have a pregame meal on Monday night because Monday night, the game is on Monday night or whatnot. It's going to pretty much be an hour before the game, around 7 o'clock. So for the fans, y'all come in, chop it up with us. Depending on how that game goes, it should be a dub, but we're going to look to try to do a show on Tuesday instead of Monday night. We're going to try to do that because it's going to be kind of late or whatnot. So at this point, y'all check us out Tuesday night this week, just special for that show. That's going to be the post-game show. Party line or benediction, whatever comes first. But we're going to have our regular show still on Thursday next week as well. So, hey, you either get right or you get left in here, man. Y'all enjoy the holiday season. Don't spend too much money. And y'all stay out of trouble. Please, please, please stay out of trouble. We don't need no Falcon fans going to jail. But, you know, if you slap an eight's face, it's okay. Just make sure you got your bond money on standby. We out of here, baby. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.